Speaker number 27, Amy Keene. Is Amy Keene here?
Yes.
Okay. Please come on down. And speaker number 28 is Tammy Wongdong Ware, who is here. And speaker number 29, Kenneth Russell. Is Kenneth Russell here? Okay. Ms. Keene, welcome.
Thank you. I'm representing the Kinship Caregiver Support Group. Fairfax County used to be a place where families like mine, kinship families, got basic support services. Kinship families are held together by caregivers who didn't give birth to the children that they're raising, but we give those children a home to come to when their home is destroyed. And we spend the rest of our time trying to put the pieces of that traumatized child's life back together. Kinship families are grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, any adult related to a child in need of a home. Some come through the Department of Family Services as foster kinship families, but a lot are informal kinship families who took in these traumatized kids to keep them out of the system. I'm raising two girls, one I gave birth to and one I gave a home to when she was ripped from hers. My youngest started out life as my niece. She was in a car accident in Pennsylvania with her dad, who was my older brother, and her pregnant mom on September 27, 2014. Both parents were killed on impact. My girl was 4 at the time. She saw her parents die in front of her, was pulled from a flaming wreck by a stranger, and had to be medevaced to a children's hospital. I got the call at 11:30 that night, and my sister and I immediately drove to get her. When we arrived this morning, she was sitting straight up in bed. She was waiting. She said, "There was an accident. There was a fire in the woods. Mom and Dad are dead." I said, "I know, but I'm here for you. And I want you to stay with me for as long as you want." And she said, "I want to stay with you forever." And I said, "I'm going to do everything that I can do to make that happen." That was 9 years ago. And the challenges that my girls and I have had to face during that time would bring most parents to their knees most days. The parents of young children seem to think that families who face tragedy might be contagious. So I got used to standing alone outside the elementary school when picking up my girls. The day that I saw the flyer for the Kinship Caregiver Support Group in my kids' folder from school, it was like someone was throwing me a lifeline. Finally, a group where my girls could spend time with other kinship kids and understand they were not alone. For me, it was the only place where there were other kinship caregivers who understood what I was going through and had actual insight and solutions to address the trauma issues affecting my kids. I was so thankful that I lived in Fairfax County. At the time, it seemed to be the only place in the state of Virginia that cared enough about kinship families to try and help. The support group met at South County Government Center every Thursday. This group has been in operation helping families like mine in need for more than 15 years. We have a social worker from DFS. Her name is Mary Hagar, who facilitates this group. And if anyone deserves a raise, it's her. The group adjusted during COVID, moving to Zoom meetings. However, in September 2021, the group was told that there were some changes at DFS. Apparently, there's a new director. That director decided to cut our support group meetings down to once a month. After nearly 2 years of trying to find someone to help, we finally had a representative from DFS come and listen to a Zoom meeting. We were told that she'd get back to us about what could be done to help. At our meeting last Thursday, that representative told us that the group could no longer be supported by DFS because they didn't have the resources or staff to facilitate the group. So I'm asking you, since the Board of Supervisors controls the purse strings in this county, why is it that you can find the funds to give yourself a 45% raise when essential services are being stripped away from Fairfax County residents who are in the most need and are the least supported? Why does Fairfax County feel that providing even the most basic services to kinship families is not important? Why is the DFS historically underpaid and understaffed? It would appear the board is not doing its job because Fairfax County has provided no solution for kinship families. The one service that families like mine are in most need of, the one program that supported us, has been eviscerated. And that happened on your watch. On your watch. So no, I don't think the Board of Supervisors has earned a raise. The amount of the raise for one of you would pay for the yearly staffing sufficient to keep Kinship Support Group up and running. I included a letter from Sarah Smalls, who's a longtime member. She describes the history of the programs that were helping Fairfax County kinship families before our services were cut. I suggest you read it. And then you should be ashamed for letting these programs fall by the wayside while you plan on what to do with your 45% raise. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Speaker number 28 is Speaker number 28